I cannot believe I'm here making another video about this equivocating stud. But after I express my opinion the first time, she just keeps coming up in my timeline. The algorithm just keeps throwing him, her, or both in my face.
There is no such thing as falling in love.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever heard that love is the highest frequency?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, let me ask you this. I just want to use just a little bit of critical thinking.
Right.
Can you fall up?
No, you can't.
Because love is high.
Yeah.
They also say God is love. So we're talking about love being up here. If this is true, there is no way that a person can fall in love. Is totally impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you actually falling into? You're falling into lust because, see, lust is down here.
Mm-hmm.
Lust, anger, jealousy, and emotion is down here.
This is the falling in love semantic gymnastics. This is pseudo-philosophy and overthinking. It's word playing. At the end of the day, it's some manipulative bullshit, okay? This is someone who assumes falling in love is inherently directional and that love operates on some type of cosmic Z-axis. By this dumb-ass logic, we would have to rebrand falling asleep. Suddenly we become rising into unconsciousness. Sounding like a whole ass hotel. Or maybe you should say we're ascending into despair, because calling it sadness is just too profound. The phrase falling in love is just poetically describing something. It describes dizziness and a lack of self-control. The heart wants what it wants, right? Can we still use the heart as a way to describe love if we're listening to anything this stud says? It seems to me this is a person spending too much time analyzing the semantics of falling in love instead of just loving someone. It's like she's just missing the point altogether, trying to redefine something as basic as falling in love, turning it into something negative, because everything that comes out of her mouth has a negative connotation or undertone underneath. Now let's talk about theology for a moment, because this woman is in fact a lesbian and she talks about God all of the time. And that's unfortunate to me because anyone who reads the Bible knows that there's complexity surrounding her sexuality. And when she speaks about the Bible, she's using it from her own personal interpretation, not really what the truth says about her as a person. And I find it fascinating that someone who speaks so passionately about God skips right over the verses that traditionally cite same-sex marriages or arrangements. If we're going to use the Bible as a moral measuring stick, you got to do it with everything in your life, not just cherry pick shit and only apply God when you feel like applying God, right? Just like how I use the term shit. And in the Bible, it says you're not supposed to have a foul ass mouth. Yeah, I'm working on the unwholesome talk. I'm trying, okay? But I'm not going to dress it up as something that you should accept because I feel like grifting on social media for likes, views, and for money. If lust is so low energy, then why do you participate in it? So if we're going off of what's in the Bible, marriage is for people who have a lustful nature. God prefers people to be celibate. God created marriage for people who had sexual desires. You're not married. You're a stud and a lesbian. And you talk about God all of the time, but skip over the parts in the Bible where it's telling you to not be the very person that you sit on the internet and be every day. You are a woman looking at other women lustfully. Lustfully is low energy, according to you, right? So everything that you're doing is low energy and base. You have desires that are rooted in the flesh, period. And this is not my personal opinion. This is a factual observation. Everything about this woman is low energy, and I just want people to recognize this. But then again, a lot of stuff on social media is low energy. Some of the most popular people and things are all low energy, negative things. And it's unfortunate. But it is what it is. I can only tell you my initial response after I see something. Because I seen another clip of her. She was telling another man that she's harder on women than she is on men. And I'm like, that is not even true.
But somebody hurt you specifically because you are hard on men. Like, am I right to assess that you have a particular disdain for men?
No, because if you ask the women think I'm hard on them. I'm actually harder on women than I am on men.
You're only hard on women who call you out for wanting to create more lesbians. You're not hard on women in general, but anytime you get on a podcast, you code switch.
So I am the author of the 41 Shades of Men, The Pursuit to Subdue and Use You, where I've come up with 41 different archetypes of men and what they pursue and use women for. I would like to know why you think I'm so desperate to yearn and urge and crave for a man to want to roach up on me and live in my house. Because I'm under the impression that your idea of liking a man is just digging in the dumpster for dirty eggplant.
I think I feel so passionately about this, and I really be trying not to misjudge this person. And I'm really struggling with that, because anytime somebody starts using God, deliberately confusing people with language so they can mislead others, because she's using vernacular and vocabulary that makes it seem like she's intellectual when it's really just a whole bunch of pseudo philosophies and a bunch of bullshit. I'm gonna keep praying for myself and this woman. Maybe she'll just stop coming into my timeline and I won't see her again, and then I won't have like an immediate opinion about it. Because I really feel like at the end of the day, I want to share, I want to save women from this person, because this person is going to make their lives a little bit more complicated if they're listening to her. You feel what I'm saying?